Hi and welcome. I'm Oracle Asherah. This is an energy reading for the week of February 27th. This is a guided reading with our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. All right, let's get started. We are coming into March, so there will be a March overall reading in a couple days here. Okay, so we have inspiration. I like to say be inspired, not influenced. So this is connecting to your sovereign soul, navigating life from your spirit, your mind, your inspiration. You're not influenced to move, but you're inspired to create. Okay? All right, we have good luck with that. So that sounded wrong. All right. When you are navigating from your sovereignty, your soul, your intuition, you're going to find you're going to be walking more in alignment with things, and your luck will change because you are working with things that are for you. You're not forcing things. You're not in situations because you have to be or you think you have to be, right? So it's not full of lessons and negative energies or chaos. So when you are navigating life from your inspiration, your intuition, you're going to be in alignment, which is going to change your luck. Okay? All right, we have finding and spirit guides. Okay, so let's start with finding. So taking time to connect with yourself, right? That could be going for a walk, that could be meditating. Not all healing's found around meditating. I just talk about it lots because it works well for me. And moving meditation, maybe just being in the right state of mind, allowing yourself to be inspired to think away, inspired to have a shift in perception, finding your inner peace, finding your soul, connecting to your soul, okay? Connecting to your spirit guides. Okay, now this is a whole nother level, right? So when you are operating from a healed inner child, so that's birth to present, so that means healing your wounds, your traumas, your selected programs, your survival skills, right? So when we start healing those things and we're navigating from a more neutral place, we are now have the potential to connect with our higher self, which is the inspiration part, right? So asking to connect to your spirit guides, because we all have spiritual teams, whether they be angels, ancestors, or assigned spirit guides, okay? Depending on our mission, our purpose, our state of awareness and being, okay? So asking to connect with these parts of our spiritual teams is going to bring you stronger guidance that will inspire you. We have a lot of influence in our world, right? Influence is constant, loud, distracting, whereas inspiration and connected to our intuition is not loud, but it's inspiring. It's respecting your free will, whereas all these energies don't. They're just feeding off your suffering, your wounds, your influencing your thoughts. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. All right. So connecting with your spirit guides, you're going to allow them permission to work with you. So that requires your listening, right? So finding your inner voice, and then finding this inspired voice rather than the constant influence. Okay, so there is these three parts of us, but we quite often we are so overwhelmed with these influencing thoughts, we think those are thoughts. That's us. That is not the case. Okay, so we need to be neutral, be the witness and the observer, and connect with the soul. And then we start to see, right? Because this isn't loud. This needs permission. This is just loud because it's just there and it's rude. All right? Okay. All right, we have beauty and empowerment. Okay, let's start with beauty. So, the bottom line into our beauty should be our self-love, our self-care. Cleanliness is godliness, right? So just caring about ourselves, our body, our hygiene, our pH, our things that we need to live, right? So that's understanding our organs, what they need to live, and being mindful of what we put into our bodies, whether it's food, water, what we're listening to, what we're watching, what we're speaking, right? So we need to be aware of all the things that are us and that make us godly. All right, so we need to be aware of these things. All right, so the negative part of beauty, okay, is the obsession, right? Are you obsessed? If there's things you couldn't do to maintain yourself, are you going to fall apart? And that's where your attention needs to be, okay? So if you are stuck in these mindsets that if I can't continue this, I'm not going to be beautiful. If I can't maintain this, I'm not going to be beautiful. You have some toxicity in your beliefs and your self-love. Okay. Empowerment. What is true empowerment? All right. A lot of things that are happening in society and social media now, because they're popular, they're trending, everyone's doing it, does not mean it's empowerment or self-empowerment. Okay. You could be very well be stuck in this vain mindset that is influencing your behavior, influencing how you love yourself, rather than being inspired and just being and caring about the being and projecting that love, that beauty. Okay, when you are beauty within, the beauty without, it is amplified. You will get younger. You will heal. You will shine. Okay? So don't be afraid to put down some things that are not necessarily empowering you. All right? I'm going to leave it to you to evaluate for yourself what that means. Okay? But when it comes to our social behavior, what is empowering you and why? And is it harming yourself or others, right? Something to think about. All right, we have protection and trust. Okay, so protection. You need to protect your own energy, your own involvement in yourself and your environments, okay? When we're talking about protection from all these influencing energies, again, we need to ask our angels and our higher self, ourself, to be aware. When we pray, we need to pray for ourself to be aware and know better and do better. We need to pray for our angels and ancestors and spirit guides, our teams, to inspire us to move into alignment, okay? There's going to be times when you are moving into alignment and things are going to get harder, things are going to get uglier, dreams are going to get weirder. There are going to be these influences that don't like this part of energy because they're used to feeding away. They're used to manipulating you away. Okay, so we need to become more self-empowered in our awareness and ask for our team's assistance because there are things working against us. Okay, trust. Yes, all right. So lean into your faith, lean into your trust. Something chaotic is happening and you're worried and you're scared, pray. Pray for their assistance. Pray for the resolution. Pray. And then wait and watch. There'll be opportunity for you to act, speak, or move that's going to benefit you and make whatever this chaotic fear is be a stepping stone, be an advantage. Okay? So that's leaning into your trust, leaning into the trust of yourself, that you know your wingspan. And it's okay. I like this saying. A bird does not fear the branch because it trusts its own wings, right? So it doesn't matter where it lands. Its trust isn't in the trees and the branches. No, it's trust in itself. I'm going to land here, and I'm going to be comfortable here for as long as I need to, and my wings will move me when I need to and want to. Okay, so that's kind of something you need to adapt, and protection. So that takes your awareness, right? So your energy. How are you toxic to yourself? Okay, when we're toxic to ourselves, we allow other people to be toxic to us. So when we shift this awareness in ourselves, we don't accept this from ourselves. Guess what? You're not going to accept that from the world outside of you either. Okay, and that takes courage for you to speak your truth and be your truth. All right, we have blessings and family. Blessings. All right, so we start moving in alignment, and we start moving from a place of love. Okay, we're not speaking to be heard. We're not speaking to be right. We're speaking to have a conversation, to learn, to understand, even if it's just planting a seed of this understanding, because sometimes people are so caught up in their anger, their emotions, their fears, that they're not listening 100%. So once you get past all of that energy, they're going to think about it later. So stick to your truth and keep it simple. Right? Keep your words simple. That seed simple, right? So don't feed the argument. Don't feed the chaos. Feed the resolution. And when they're angry, just listen. Okay? They're expressing something, right? If they're off their rocker, it's because they're angry. They're scared. All right? So send them love. Send them love. Hold space for them. Speak your truth. Come to a peaceful place. Give it time. Allow people to hear what you're saying, because they're going to think about it later. We always think about our fights after. Oh, I should have said this. But instead of having a better argument, have a better resolution. Okay? And that is going to give you freedom in your family. Okay? It's going to give love and support and freedom in your family. They're going to be more free to talk to you next time because they were heard. Okay? They don't need to go through all that wheel of fear, but allow it to happen once or twice, because they're going to learn that that's not the case. They don't have to experience that themselves this way. Okay. Okay, we have divine timing and home. So let's talk about divine timing. So like prayer, there is a patient period, right? You ask, wait, receive. That is like the formula to a lot of magic. That is a formula to prayer. That's a formula to meditation, all right? We're asking ourselves something. We're giving time. Ooh, cat fight. There's giving it time to manifest the answers, the clarity, the peace, right? And then there's always the resolution, the answer, the clarity. Okay, so allowing divine timing in your life means trusting, allowing that magic to happen for you, okay, and moving in an alignment. So that takes patience and trust. All right, the home. So divine timing in the home, in your family, in your relationships, takes you to be aware, moving with love, moving with your soul, your heart, brain, your sovereignty, and your purpose, okay? And allowing you to say what you need to say, and allowing time for you to be heard and witnessed, okay? So that is divine timing, allowing things to play out, all right? Quite often we want to fix someone else's perspective. We want to fix someone else's view or what they might be saying. But you know what? Don't worry about it. Even if it's toxic, don't worry about it. When our family members are speaking negative or ill, or not even family members, it has to be people in our world. When they're speaking against us, hoping to make us look away because they can't control us, all that's doing is people are going to look at you and they're going to see what they see, not necessarily what they've been told to see. Okay, so have faith and trust that people will see from their own hearts and perspective. You don't need to tell anyone nothing. Okay, just shine, just be yourself. Because when you start chasing, you start fixing, you're causing yourself a lot of unnecessary stress and wasting a lot of energy. That's where this protect your energy comes from. Okay, so having trust in the situation, pray. Notice when you pray, you're releasing that fear, that insecurities, those driving energies to rest, and you're allowing the situation to work itself out, and there's going to be opportunity. There's always opportunity to fix something. There's always opportunity to explain something in a better light and a better time. And it's not always when the fire is like hot and in your face. Okay, that's always when things are calm, cool, and they're ready to hear you. Okay, so plant seeds, trust, wait, have patience, allow divine timing in your life, because that is where magic happens. That's where things are working for us. We'll start being present in your life. Okay. Yeah, as many harmful things are working against us, there's a whole team waiting for you to ask for help. They're not going to involve themselves because that is universal law. They require permission to work with you, for you. They respect your free will. That is their statement. So the home. Maybe you need to clean your home, declutter your home. Every corner of your home, clean it. When you clean your space, it allows you to be more comfortable in your space, right? So when you're comfortable in your space, you also clear energies that are hiding in dark corners, dirty corners, unkept areas, right? Dirty sinks and kitchens carry germs as well as bad energy. Okay. Okay, what else we got going on here? All right, we have stripping of illusion. All right, let's talk about this first. So stripping of the illusion is difficult because quite often we are in our beliefs. This is how we are navigating our life, our world, our relationships, our life experience. So when things don't make sense, we need to ask ourselves better questions and shift our beliefs. All right, but when we have these systems and organizations and religions are saying, no, it's like this, and it doesn't allow you to think or grow outside of what you're experiencing, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be toxic and you're going to be in this loop, right? So you have to be brave in order to ask questions, watch things that you might normally watch. It's not programming you. You're asking better questions. You're observing. You're allowing yourself to be inspired to think. When you start thinking for yourself, you're not accepting programs, okay? When you are accepting these other programs, these institutions and their beliefs that this is how it is, this is how you operate, and there's no other way, you know that's wrong. There's always other ways. There's a million ways to have perspective on the same thing, okay? There's millions of ways to heal the self. No one has the only way, okay? So the stripping of illusion can be painful because, oh, I believed this for so long. That could be even a survival skill from trauma. We've learned to survive, and we have these programs that we've picked and chosen and built ourselves. But you know what? Sometimes those need to fall apart for us to ascend and do better because they're not serving us anymore. So when you start being more aware of your environment and protect your energy and do this healing work, you're going to need a different program, okay? Because these aren't going to be serving anymore. So like the butterfly in the cocoon is having a time of transition, right? Integration of something new. And Allow yourself to be inspired. Allow yourself to have conversations that are uncomfortable. Watch programs that are going to inspire you to look at the world differently. And even if you're watching these and you're like, well, that's not necessarily true either, but at least you're thinking. You are thinking for yourself. That is the whole point. Okay, you're not looking for a program to replace a program. You're looking to break free of programs and be an independent thinker. Independent in your life, independent in your decisions, complete control of how you're navigating your life, right? Connecting to yourself, your soul, your brain, your heart. Okay? All right, we have psychic development. All right, everyone wants to be a genius, all right? But it's not an easy path, okay? Psychic connection. All right, so when we start connecting with ourself, our soul, we do the healing work of our inner child, and that's past to present, and we start connecting with our higher self, and that is the self that already knows everything. All right, we think when we die we know everything. No, we are that self already. Okay, when we have moments of intuition and we're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen, I knew that was going to play out like that, but you didn't listen at the time of choice. Right? So when you're making decisions and you're in a place of, I need to make a choice about something, don't listen to the trauma, don't listen to the wounds, don't listen to the fears. Learn to be neutral and observe. Yes, I hear. That's a lot of wisdom. I hear you. Also ask to connect to your higher self. Okay? This is where all the answers are. Right? You're not going to lead yourself wrong. When you have that trust in yourself, things are going to get better. Things are going to get clearer. And this is true psychic development, okay? This is not asking some random spirit to come and guide you. No, this is connecting to yourself, your gifts, your truth, your soul, and your birthright, okay? So all these other things, all the razzle-dazzle around magic and spirits and angels and guides, it's much more simpler than we think. It's connecting to ourself, our higher self, and asking them to help, giving them permission to help, okay? Anything else can be influencing energies, influencing spirits, influencing things that want to keep you stuck, right? So notice that energy. Be aware of the self and how we're navigating through it, okay? Okay. Okay. Do not aim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Yes. This is so true for so many of us. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved. Quite often it's our own family that rejects us. So we learn not to do things that offend them. We learn not to be ourselves because we fear we won't be accepted. But that is so not true. That's not fair. Sometimes that is our environment. So we do need to learn discernment. But don't dim your light. Find time in your life where you get to be yourself. Find places where you are celebrated. Okay? That takes time. That takes trial and error. But in all this trial and error, you're learning yourself. You're also exercising the self, right? You're building that wingspan, that trust, that awareness, an opportunity to always choose you. Okay? Those are important. Those are very important moments in your development and your becoming. All right. I'm talking. All right. Longing for home, belonging. The original light workers. Okay, more of what I was just talking about. So be okay with being alone, right? When your frequency is right and you're living right, you are going to attract a lot of filth because they're going to be testing you, wanting to know what you know, or even just, I can't be you, so I'm going to destroy you. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are here to exercise us. I call life the boot camp. Okay, so you learn to be a survivor, but you either survive by shutting down or standing in your truth. Okay, so be creative. Be okay standing alone. It's okay not to follow the masses. All right? When we're watching and we're aware that they're all walking off a cliff and we're like, I don't want to follow you, but you're all going that way. You do have to walk away. You do have to stand in your truth because you are not going to hurt yourself this way. Right? So you have to be okay with that. You have to be loving yourself so much that you're not going to allow yourself to hurt yourself just to fit in, to be accepted. Okay? That's a hard one. That is a hard one to deal with, but I pray for you and in your journey in this boot camp of life that you find your strength and you find yourself and you exercise. You use this as exercise for the soul, exercise for your being. Okay, well, that was loud. Okay, so balance. Bringing your life into balance, right? That's healing your inner child, past to present, loving, forgiving your faults, forgiving the stories that happened to you, right? Accept it as boot camp and be strong, right? And learning to be neutral, observing from a neutral place. When we are neutral, we are not influenced by any of this, any of the influencing energies outside of us that are always trying to distract us. And that could be from our social media, TV, our work environment, our friends, our school. We have a lot of things in this world that we are like, what? Okay? But we have to do this dance. Okay? So finding the balance means taking the time in your life that do things that make you happy. Okay, that could be exercising, going to the gym, dancing, dance classes, yoga, fixing cars, whatever it is that you like to do that makes you happy, and it provides time for yourself to think, process, heal, connect. Right? It doesn't matter what that is. Whatever that is that allows you to be creative and be in this safe place, you need to create this safe place for yourself. Okay? You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it in someone else's institution or guidance. Okay? You are listening to other people to be inspired to figure things out to make your life better. Okay, no one else is going to come along and make your life better. You have to do that. You have to provide a safe environment. You have to be protective of your energy, your life, your story, your experience. You have to be responsible for your experience. You have to be responsible for your happiness. Okay, and that also means being accountable for all those things. So when you start being responsible and accountable for your life, your experience, your heart, things are going to shift for you. All right, but also be the observer, because there's lots that don't want you to shift. There's lots of people that don't want you to shift. Okay? But you have to be aware, love them. You don't need to report or explain anything to them. Just be, I'm loving when I'm around you. But guess what? I also have all this other time that's me. All right? So you need to create this time that's you. All right? Patience. A lot of us don't have patience and give things time to resolve, to heal, to grow. All right, so I would like you to be more present in sitting in prayer and being patient and witnessing things working for you, allowing things to grow. When we have beliefs around love that are toxic, you're not going to attract the right situations for yourself. So we need to evaluate our beliefs around something as simple as love. Like if you don't believe love exists, it's because you don't have love within yourself. When you start having that love and that awareness in yourself, you know it has to exist somewhere else too, right? So when you start thinking and acting better and perfecting your energy environment better, you're going to have patience, because there are going to be times you are alone, you are suffering, you are crying, you are hurt. But those are important times too, because that's when we're doing the healing work of the shadow and the inner child. Okay? we have family. So sending love to your family, okay? Even when things are uncomfortable or you're uncertain about relationships, send them love. Be loving to them, okay? Sometimes our family aren't the best people in our lives, in our world, so we need to create our family, okay? But even then, sometimes there's jealousy, sometimes there's shifts in relationships, and then there's this ebb and flow of people coming and going, okay? So blood does not mean tolerance of abuse, okay? So that means you have to be responsible and accountable for your life, your experience. And if you are old enough, finding a home in a situation and creating a world for yourself, okay? So that means finding jobs, doing the work to create a better life for yourself, okay? Don't expect support. You have to support yourself. Family is permanent, okay? You can cut them off. Absolutely. That's your right, especially if they're toxic, abusive, harmful to your being and your soul and your body. Absolutely, cutting them off is important and an important skill. Okay, some people will be like, you can't do that, we're family. You can't abuse me because we're family, right? So you need to be strong in your perspective and your value and your worth, right? And then you teach them that, hey, if you want me around, this is how you need to be, right? Love me or leave me alone. Simple as that, okay? And if they can't provide you with a love or a safe environment, you need to do better for yourself. If you're young, this is part of the boot camp, okay? This is part of the boot camp, and that's where's forgiveness, all right? When you're like, when I can do better, I will do better, all right? Start planning, start thinking, but love and forgive. Speak your truth, right? Ask in peaceful moments, plant better seeds and have better conversations. Learn that when things are heated and hot, to just sit, listen, and observe. They won't like it. You're not responding. You're not reacting. Okay? But you are acting like the adult. Okay? And when that starts to happen, write. Write in your journal. Write a letter explaining yourself, explaining your view and your experience, right? And then give it to them when they're in a position to hear, listen, or read and accept you. Okay? So learn to manage these energies, all right? Because they're not going to go away. That's not going to go away in life in general. So we need to learn how to respond and react in this energy better. And that is stepping out of it. Even when it's in our face, step out of it. Do not be reactive. Do not respond. Don't allow these triggers to get you. Okay? You can be like, I'm listening. That's not mine. That's not my fault. That's not my energy. That's not my responsibility. I see you're stressed. I see where you're coming from, right? But it doesn't matter what you say because they're in this energy. There's nothing you can do. So just protect your energy. Be aware. Sit through it. But do not react. Do not engage. Okay? Observe. Witness. And I'm sorry if it's painful and traumatic, but there's nothing we can do. This is the world, this is our life, and all we could do is pray for people to understand and do better. And we can provide that information when they're willing to listen. Okay, so I suggest writing in your journal, writing out that pain, crying, and having that time to yourself. And then when you can express that into a letter, something you can share with them in whatever creative way works for you, that'll plant seeds. It'll help them be more aware of their behavior, their energies when you're acting more of the adult. Okay? Okay. Okay. Reset, restart, refocus as many times as you need. All right. right. So we are constant cycle of childhood wounds and traumas, constant cycle of influence, constant cycle of our intuition trying to throw us hints. Okay? So we need to stop and restart, and as often as you need, and then be aware of these energies and let them have less influence every time you cycle. Okay? And then your energy and your mind is going to be clearer with your awareness. Okay? Oh, this is nice. When you can't look at the bright side, I will sit with you in the dark. Your ancestors. Okay? So this energy that I picked up with around your family. Pray to your angels, your guides. Okay? Oh, it was emotional for me. All right. Feel you. Okay. Fairies are dimensional beings with our angels, our ancestors. Okay. I can't read, my eyes are watery. All right. You have a strong bond with the fairies. Your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Okay, so connecting with the earth, grounding to the earth, right? When we start loving our home and environment, we're loving ourselves. This is a cycle. Okay. Connect with your angels. Ask for their assistance in your life. All right, blessings. See you next week.